Welcome into Huddle Up. I'm Leonidas Delyannis. Thank you for tuning in for the 4th episode. Month into this all, and it's just been a ton of fun, truthfully. I'm so thankful for everyone who's tuned in so far on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, YouTube, really anywhere you get your podcasts and all that. Thank you, everybody who's tuned in so far, though. But I do just want to start off with the NFL, and it was reported yesterday that Will Levis is going to be out the entire season. Now, he wasn't expected to be playing. They drafted Cam Ward first overall. He's that team's starting quarterback. There was no doubt. Yes, they were going to have a competition. It wasn't a real competition. It is Cam Ward's team. And now that he's sitting here in a position where it seems like Will Levis kind of took that NBA route when it came to his shoulder, as he got injured last year in a game. I'm blanking on who they were playing, but he got injured. He's an extremely reckless player, throwing his body on the line every time. Get you injured. And that's what happened. And so it's been reported that he's had soreness and all this throughout minicamp, and it's been going on for a long time, these shoulder problems, but he was hopefully hoping that it would get better and he wouldn't need surgery. And then it seems like at the 9th hour that he decided, you know what, I'm just going to get surgery. I wasn't going to play either way. So he's out. Cam Ward yesterday took all the first-team reps for the Titans. As expected, it's his team, first overall draft pick. You don't draft someone first overall to sit their ass, no. But now the Titans are in the position where they need a backup, and they need someone to kind of be there for Cam Ward now. So I don't know if that means they're going to be looking at the Giants, because it does seem like Jameis is the odd man out in that competition between Jameis, Jackson, and Russell. I would think about trading for Jameis if I were them. I don't know how much that's going to cost you, but they're still the Cleveland Browns, and nobody really knows what they're doing with that. I don't know if it would be smart for them to go there, because I don't know who you'd really want. You're going to take Joe Flacco and have just a vet. That wouldn't actually be a bad idea, having a vet behind him to be able to just teach him, show him the ropes. Yes, he's not going to be able to watch him play, but just kind of get the feel of how a 12-year NFL vet, whatever the hell he is, I think he was like the 09 draft, so whatever the math is of that, does throughout the day and lives like that. That wouldn't be a bad idea, but they're now really in a position where they need another quarterback. Because, again, I'm blanking on the guy whose name they have right now as a backup. I do know one thing that I was reading about him yesterday. The dude sucks. Their backup is not a real backup quarterback. That's not somebody who you can trust to really show him the ropes and be there for him on a day in, day out basis. So now they need somebody to be in that position with them. And then moving over to the NFC, Jerry Jones. Seems like you have to say this a lot, but as a Commanders fan, I'm loving it. This man just doesn't shut the hell up. He's one of the only owners who, when the coach has a press conference, the owner right next to him asking questions. And so I feel bad for Brian Schottenheimer. He finally got his chance to be a head coach, and it just happens to be with the Cowboys, where their owner does radio shows every Tuesday or Monday, I think it is. The owner's way too involved. He's also the GM. And so they were asked about in the press conference about Micah Parsons. And Jerry Jones went on to talk about how just because you sign him doesn't mean you're going to have him. Could be hit by a car. He could be, so much can happen, doesn't mean anything. And then J.J. Watt went out to put out a tweet, because later in the interview, or in the press conference, Jerry went on to low-key sneak diss Dak Prescott and Micah. And J.J. Watt posted a tweet saying about anytime you have the chance to knock on your quarterback and your best player on the team, you do that any day of the week, in a joking, sarcastic tone. And Micah reposted the tweet. But it just seems like every single second Jerry Jones has, he's trying to make their life harder, because he has to be the center of attention. Micah Parsons' deal is the most no-brainer thing you can do. Dak Prescott, I would have paid Dak, because who else would you have done with? But I understand that takes more time. The more you wait on Micah, the more it's going to go up. Micah's a top 3 edge or linebacker, whatever you want to consider him, in the league. There's TJ Watt, Micah Parsons, Myles Garrett. Two of those boys just got contracts for a damn lot amount of money. Micah's gonna get paid, whether it's with the Cowboys or not. And if they don't pay him soon, that price tag is only gonna go exponentially up pretty damn quickly, as we've seen with TJ Watt's deal, Myles Garrett's deal. This is only gonna get worse for them. And I don't really understand why they're waiting so long to do this. Now, I think it's a bit of Jerry has to be the center of attention. I would be surprised if they don't get a deal done. They do have a tendency to wait till the last possible minute, as Dak Prescott last year, whatever it was, 2 years ago, whatever it was, got his deal done. I think it was September 10th, the night before week 1. CeeDee Lamb was August 28th last year when he got his deal done, right before games started. They wait till the last possible second. I don't know, though, as an owner, how much sense that makes, because you wait till the last possible second, you're going to be paying at a premium. Because all you're doing is paying more versus if you were smart enough to pay him when you know you're going to keep the man. Yes, he did. Jerry once said he missed 6 games. No, he missed 4 games this season. Okay, still, you don't know variability. But you know what he still had on the season? 12 sacks. And he missed 4 games. He had 12 sacks. Micah is a top 10 player in the damn league. And you're just not a top 10, top 15, maybe top 20, depending on how you want to do it. But you're still waiting to pay this man? No. I love it as a Commanders fan. You're making my life easier. Now, Micah did report to training camp. Kind of wish he didn't. Just saying. But he did report. And he's being a good sport about it, but he's pissed the hell off. And honestly, I can't blame the man. Dude, I'd be pissed off too. I've done day in, day out, and I'm performing like a mother effer. I'm doing everything I need to do. I'm putting the stats up. How many more All-Pros and Pro Bowlers do I need to get for you to pay me my damn money? That's what it's looking like at the end of the day. I'm sorry, Jerry, as a GM, you make shitty deals signing Ezekiel Elliott. And maybe you got some buyer's remorse about Dak. I'm sorry. But why does that affect what I'm doing day in, day out, being one of the best players in the league? And it sucks for him because it just seems like it just keeps getting worse. And then moving on in the division to another person, not really, who loves to talk. Whether you like him or you hate him, everyone knows he loves to talk. I don't know if you heard of him. Mr. Donald Trump, President of the United States, has said that if the Commanders do not change their name back to the Redskins, that he will kill the bill for the stadium. And so this is my opinion on that. I'm not a political expert, so I'm not even going to get into that. Not keeping it politics side, but just sports-wise, as a fan, do I want the name back? Hell yes. I want the name. I want the logo. But what I think is more important right now, at this very moment, is we get a stadium. I want the name back. We need a stadium. Completely different things. Do I think the name should have ever been changed? No. Depending on who you talk to, the polling's been different. But truthfully, it wasn't really Native Americans talking. White people with white guilt. That's who was making all the arguments for it. Who would have expected? I don't think the name should have been changed. But if Trump wants to get involved in this, whether you like the man or you don't like the man, it is only going to make this worse. Because DC politics, it still has to go through the DC city government. And if Trump gets involved, this whole situation is going to get messy. And they cannot let him do that. And I also don't know too much about the NFL's rules with rebranding. So I don't know if they'd be technically allowed to rebrand as the Commanders or as the Redskins again. I do not know about that. That's something I'm going to need to read more into. But I'll tell you one thing. I will be sure I'm pissed if Trump kills the stadium bill because we need the stadium. And it seems like, I remember I was reading someone on ESPN yesterday someone from the city government and saying we're on the 1 yard line. Like, we're about to get over. And this stadium, Bill, yes, there's been delays, but we need this damn thing. Like, Northwest Field, I'm pretty sure is the name now. That place sucks. We've had sewage coming out of the pipes in the stands. We almost killed Jalen Hurts a few years ago, which, looking back, don't want to be that guy. Probably would have helped us if he got a little bit injured, because, pretty damn good. But that stadium is a shithole. Like, it is a horrendous stadium. It's one of the worst stadium, probably, in all of major sports in the United States, and it's not even close. And then we finally are going back to the RFK site, where it should have been the entire damn time, and it might get healed now. So that really pisses me off. But then, like, I'm just hoping to God that he doesn't step in, because if he does step in, it's only going to make shit a hell of a lot worse, and there's no other way to put it. I'm hoping he can just step back, not step in, wait till it gets to his desk, do it, and then magically we decide to change the name back. I don't know if this is the right way to change the name back. I want the name back, but there's a lot that goes into this, and I think we need to kind of just be looking at one step, not try to throw everything in at once. It's kind of a Dan Snyder move. I've also been seeing people online, Commanders fans, saying that they would take Dan Snyder back if we could have the damn name. First of all, you're a fake fucking fan if you can say that. Simple as that. You were never a fan of the team. Dan Snyder? Same man who gave Deion Sanders at like 50 years old a 4-year contract for like $80 million. Albert Hainsworth. Everything he does there's so many things he did on the field that were horrendous. Or like as an owner for the team. And then outside of that, he somehow was 3 times worse as a man. Like, you're an idiot first. You're just an absolute idiot. And then speaking about idiot owners, you have the Bengals. And the Bengals in the Shemar Stewart whole situation, it literally seems like day in, day out. It gets funnier and funnier and funnier. Mike Elko of Texas A&M came out and said Shemar Stewart's not coming back. But the Bengals president yesterday did say that foolishness is the reason a contract hasn't been done. Then later, the owner came out and said, if he was talking about the clause, which is conduct, if they put a clause in his contract that he's refusing to sign because it's never been put in a contract before, and they're trying to use him to be the first one, that said it's about a conduct detrimental to the team. If you do anything they consider conduct detrimental to the team, they can take away all your guarantees for the entire contract. All of it. He's not signing that, and he shouldn't sign that, because it is a bullshit thing to put in a contract. On top of it, he's not somebody who we've heard a lot about these legal issues. To my knowledge, I've heard nothing about this. But the exact wording is conduct detrimental to the team. It's not if he goes to jail. Conduct detrimental to the team can be a wide range of things. Technically, by that, let's say he shows up late to meetings. That's conduct detrimental to the team, they could argue. Buy money. Let's say he gets in an argument with his coach on the sideline, or just like something happens on the sideline. Buy money, no guarantees. He shouldn't sign that. And the Bengals owner went in his press conference and talked in his interview, talking about well, if let's say he gets domestic violence charges, if he's in jail, I shouldn't have to pay him. Yeah, no, but that's not the wording you put in. You made it this type of wording for a reason, because you're a cheap-ass owner who constantly does these stupid things. You're doing the same thing with Trey Hendrickson. And Trey Hendrickson, that boy is ready to sit out the entire season if he got to. He's not reporting to training camp. And he has said, I will not play on this deal. I don't give a shit. I'm not playing on it. And he deserves a new deal. But because you're a cheap-ass bastard of an owner, You're killing your defense, which already sucked. Your offense was one of the best in the league last year. But you know what? They had to score 60 points to have a damn chance. So then you, no, let's not re-sign the guy who had 18 and a half sacks last year. Let's draft our first-round pick in Shemar Stewart at pick 22, something like that, 16, whatever it was. Let's put a bullshit language in his contract and just fuck him over. Why not? What's the worst that could happen? It's not like we just paid T. Higgins and Jamal Chase and Joe Burrow all this money and, we have one of the top 4 quarterbacks in the league who, and our best receiver in the league, arguable, if not Justin Jefferson. No, you're actively making your team worse because you're a cheap bastard of an owner. And it is just absolutely embarrassing that this is something that's continued to go on. I hope Shemar Stewart does not sign the contract because he should not until they get that language figured out. But he's in a really shitty situation because Mike Elko said he's not going back to college. But let's think about if he did. Let's say he goes back to college. And he does a year, does good, whatever. No matter how good he goes, if you think there was collusion with Shedeur Sanders and him dropping, imagine when he comes back out and he just told these teams, and he's shown by the owner saying, I ain't signing this contract. He dipped on the draft to go back to college after being drafted as a first-round pick. Do you think any team is going to draft him in the first round? No. No, they can't. And it sucks, but they can't. He's also not somebody who had a ton of production in college. He had, a sack and a half last year on a pretty mid Texas A&M team? He's drafted off of potential. Going back to college will only fuck him up even more. And it sucks because it is a BS contract and he should not have to sign it. And the Bengals should be better than what they're doing right now. But they're not. And that's the hard part. That's all for the NFL. But then moving over to college, it was reported yesterday that BYU's ex-quarterback Jake Retzlaff is a walk-on at Tulane. And for Tulane, I think this is a great pickup. They already need a quarterback, especially with Darian Menzel leaving to Duke this year. TJ Finley had all those problems and he got kicked off the team. And Jake Retzlaff, he's a damn good quarterback. He is a damn good quarterback. And then you put him in a team in Tulane who is the best in the I don't know if it's the AAC anymore. I think they call it the AC, whatever. American Conference, whatever they changed it to. Tulane's a damn good program. Every year they're a damn good program. And every year they're looked at as, this team, they could go on a run. They're one of the best group of 5, group of 6 teams, especially in this 12-team playoff. I would not be surprised if we see Tulane in the college football playoffs. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I would not say that. Still a group of 5 team, you don't know what's going to happen. But I sure as hell would not be surprised. They're probably going to have to run the table and win the AC, the American Conference Championship, which I don't think is that hard to believe, but you just never know. And with Jake Retzlaff at quarterback, I mean, y'all saw the Colorado game and the bowl game last year. He looked good. The dude's a damn good quarterback. There's a reason he was a starting quarterback at BYU, which is a damn good program. And he's going to have a good time at Tulane, and I cannot wait to see that boy ball out on the green wave. And so I'm hoping the best for him, especially after everything went with him. Lord knows what's going to happen. It's still college football. He could lose a starting job for all I know. He has to go in as a walk-on because of transfer portal rules and how the whole situation ended up. I think he'll be fine, though. Tulane's a damn good program. That boy's going to be good. But then another news in the actual Big 12, the University of Memphis proposed a $200 million thing to get into the Big 12. And the Big 12 denied it. They denied it. $200 million. Memphis has come out and said that their goal is to be a powerful school. And they're currently not a powerful school, and they want to be bad. And it seems like the Big 12 would have been the easiest way to do it because of, respectfully, the Big 12 seems to be the weakest conference in sports right now, on the ACC, Big 10, SEC. And they were offering up $200 million, and they still said no. I don't really agree with that. I mean, I can't lie to you. I don't know how willing I would have been as a Big 12 team to say no to that. But you have to remember, though, this Memphis program, football at least, pretty solid. The basketball program's always good. Now, you don't know what's going to happen with basketball because they got caught. A few kids not doing their homework, got caught. They're going to be suspended. Never know. But Memphis is a pretty good athletic school. Now, I don't think the ACC is going to try to take them. But, I mean, shit, if you're giving up $200 million, get a few more of your boys in, yeah. Hell yeah, I'll do that. I don't know if they will. SEC, hell no. Big 10, no. They already said no to the Pac-12, which, good for them. The Pac-12 is a joke. I want to go to the Pac-12. I don't know what's going to happen with them. But then moving in the SEC, a name that some of y'all sports fans might know, Jazeel Jackson. The guy who was on Bronny James's AAU team and is now currently a University of Georgia offensive lineman, just in his freshman year, has been arrested. In classic Georgia fashion, every year they got at least two guys get arrested because, it's Georgia. It wasn't speeding this time. It was not speeding. It was not. It was drug charges. This is a freshman who played in all 14 of Georgia's games this year as a true freshman. Drug charges. Attaboy. Attaboy. Like, I think it's crazier to think about how good Kirby Smart has been with a team year in, year out. Well, you got at least 4 players every year who get arrested. And they're not random players. Like, they're pretty damn good players. It's honestly just funny because genuinely in the past 6 years, or 4 years, whatever it's been, there's got to be at least 40 players who've been arrested on that team. Now, this one wasn't a speeding charge or reckless driving charge like it usually is with Jalen Carter and all them boys. But it's just another arrest after another arrest after another arrest after another arrest. Somehow, Kirby still does good with them boys. But you play ball good. That's all that matters. In the end of the day, I don't know what's gonna happen with him. Hopefully he can. I'm guessing it was just weed, so he should be fine. It's weed, for Christ's sake. The kid will get off. It's college football. Every one of them smokes weed, but he should be fine. It is crazy though that this is a guy who had all the hype growing up as a basketball player, but he's like 7 foot tall, like 300 pounds. So he was like, I'm not playing basketball. No, I'm playing football. Got into football, got on Georgia. Damn good program in the SEC. 14 games as a true freshman. Busted with a drug charge. Typical Georgia, though, but you never know. That's all I have for this episode 4 of Huddle Up with Leonidas Delyannis. Thank you to everyone who's listening. Make sure to tune into my Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, my TikTok at LH Delyannis, and then my sports Instagram at Leonidas Delyannis _sports. Thank y'all.